Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the KF Podcast. This is the Shazam spoiler movie review. I want to say thank you for listening. If you just found us on the interweb, check us out at kfpodcast.com and the KF Podcast on all your other social media / podcast application needs. So we have on the show Brock.
Hi.
Lance.
Hey.
Justin.
Yo.
Happy-go-lucky Don Biordi here.
Hello.
And myself. And we're going to talk about the Shazam movie we just saw.
I forgot to Snapchat at the theater today.
You did.
I know. So we got a non-spoiler review first?
Sure.
All right. Who would like to start? Justin.
Justin, he's the freshest.
You're fresh.
All right, I'll start. I'm going to be honest. It took the second half of this movie to save it for me. I did not enjoy the first half of this movie really at all. And there was the one point in the movie that there was a bit of a change, and I liked it from then on. But I didn't enjoy the first half. So I'm leaving it a little bit disappointed. But like I said, it ended well. So in the second half was good. So I'll give it a passing grade. It was all right.
All right.
Did you have a good time?
Towards the end, yeah.
For half the movie, apparently.
He had half a good time.
Lance?
I got out of it what I thought I was going to get out of it. I didn't go into it with high expectations,
Tough crowd.
but it wasn't horrible.
Okay.
It was enjoyable.
All right. Brock?
I think it was exactly what I expected it would be. A little hokey, corny at times, but fun.
Okay.
You know, a lot of fun Easter eggs for comic fans.
Uh-huh. I'm kind of the opposite. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was different. I thought it was unique. I thought it was funny. I thought it was a good family movie. I really liked him. It was exactly like reading a Shazam comic to me, you know, the goofiness of how he is and stuff. It leaves me hopeful for future movies that maybe they could do more with him and different characters. I liked that it was at least supposed to take place in their so-called DC universe with references to other superheroes, and I enjoyed it a lot. I wasn't bored in the first half. I like an origin story the way they did it. I thought it was entertaining.
I thought it was long in the tooth. I thought it felt kind of clunky at times. I thought it was fun. I mean, I wanted to like this movie, and I think it was okay. Like, I don't know. I just didn't think much of it.
Okay.
I mean, not like it was a bad movie, but it wasn't a great movie.
Okay.
You know, was this movie supposed to come out at Christmas?
It definitely was a Christmas movie.
With all the Christmas stuff in it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get why there was all the Christmas stuff in it.
It felt like they wanted to release this at Christmas, and like...
Pushed it back?
Yeah, but they pushed it back maybe because something wasn't done. But yeah.
Yeah, because it was a holiday feel during it. It was winter.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand why there's so many people outside at carnivals when it was like...
Yeah, it felt...
Just in hoodies in Philadelphia.
Yeah, no one in Philadelphia's just hanging out in Christmas time in a hoodie.
Yeah.
Unless it's a heat wave and they're wearing shorts.
Yeah. All right, well, let's skip past and get some spoilers. Justin, do it.
Spoilers.
So...
It's the best part.
Shut off now.
I'm gonna go right to part towards the part towards the end. I'll refer to them as the Marvel family because that's what they were in the comic book. I really enjoyed the Marvel family.
I would like that better if it wasn't spoiled by the toy line.
Yeah, the pops.
Yeah, but that's the day and age we lived in. You have to get over it. I mean,
I don't have to.
You don't have to get over it, but they spoil everything. That's what you lived in. It didn't take away for me because I was hoping they were in it. I wanted them to be in it. My only problem with it is I like the old days when he was Captain Marvel and everyone else had a superhero name. Mary Marvel, Captain Marvel Jr.
Yeah.
The other ones are newer. They're more New 52, so they didn't have names. But I hate that, like, he's Shazam and they're just other Shazams. Like, they have no name. They're just Eugene and Pedro and Mary and Freddy, you know. But I like the way they do them, that they all excel in sort of a part of his power.
Yeah.
One's fast, one's strong, Mary's intelligent, Freddy flies, you know. I thought that was a cool scene. I wasn't expecting... I like Adam Brody as the actor. He played older Freddy.
Okay.
So
Yeah, he was good.
I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, I thought they were good. I like that part. I like that he realized to give it to his family, the whole family aspect of it. I like that. Mm-hmm. And I loved Freddy throughout this entire movie. I thought he was fantastic.
Yes.
He was hilarious. He was funny. He was good. But those are some of my favorite spoiler-ish things.
My biggest problem with this movie was the kid that played Billy Batson. I don't feel like there was a connection. I don't feel like him and the guy, was it Zachary Levi? Is that who played?
That's who plays.
Yeah, that's who plays Shazam.
I don't feel like they were playing the same guy. Like, because like when they'd go to Billy Batson, he'd be like brooding and like wasn't real jokey and just.
And then he was really
true.
happy when
Yeah, he was like real happy with Shazam. Like I really like Zachary Levi as Shazam.
I did too. I thought he was.
I
great.
didn't like the kid as Billy Batson.
Yeah.
Like for some reason it felt disconnected to me. Like whenever he would Shazam and he'd be someone else. Like if he had that kind of sense of humor at all whenever he was a kid, that'd be one thing.
He was the weakest of all the kid performers, I think.
I really like
I thought
that.
Darla was great. Freddy was great.
Yeah.
Mary was great. Pedro didn't say much, but what was I can't think of
Pedro
it.
didn't talk at all.
Eugene
Yeah.
didn't say
Eugene,
much
yeah.
either.
Yeah, Eugene didn't say it. I
He
like
was
it.
playing video games, so that's why
Yeah.
whenever he was in his superhero form, he was doing all that.
His Hadouken stuff that he was doing from Street Fighter was great.
But yeah,
I get what you're saying, that Billy wasn't... He was very brooding. And I took it as kind of like when he became Shazam, became an adult, it was like an escape for him. He wasn't thinking about his parents and his foster stuff. He was just kind of being a kid at like, wow, this is great if you're a kid and you get these superpowers. Then when he was back to himself, he was... You know, I don't like the whole brooding over your parents left you story stuff, you know. It gets a little...
just suck it up. I mean,
heavy,
geez.
you know.
Well, but I agree with Ken. There was that dissonance between the two, but I think that Billy had to be brooding to make the story go forward. Because that's the whole thing with, him. If he wasn't constantly searching for or missing his family, the story wouldn't have made sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Justin,
True.
can you talk?
Yeah, I can talk.
All right, just making sure. Yeah.
What are some things you like, spoiler-ish?
So where the movie really turned around for me was when he came home and the parents were like yelling at him and the kids figured out that he was Shazam. That for me is where the movie flipped. And it's just a personal thing, I have an issue with selfishness. And that like the whole like me attitude throughout the whole beginning of the thing, it bugged me. And I thought, like Ken said, I didn't necessarily think that there was a disconnect between the way the character was portrayed by the kid and by Zach. It was a little bit, but I just
First bases.
I don't know. I just that was what bothered me about the first part of the movie. I love the opening scene. I thought it was different that they opened the movie with the villain's origin story.
That was good.
Right? Which was good.
And I really liked that. And then it just kind of slowed down for me a little bit. But then, like I said, when the kids figured out that it was him, and from then on, I really
So
enjoyed
you
the movie.
didn't enjoy like him trying out his powers? You didn't enjoy any of those scenes?
I mean, yeah, some of that stuff was funny, but just the bickering and the infighting, it bugged me.
That finding out the power thing happens in just about every superhero origin movie.
It's a superhero origin staple.
It's
Yeah.
a cliche.
It's a cliche where you have... But it is true. If you were a kid and you became a superhero, you would probably do a lot of those same things.
Yeah.
Like, especially this day and age where they're putting it on YouTube.
Yep.
I thought it was very relatable
Yeah.
to like...
Yeah,
That's what
that
we would
actually-
do. You know, my kids would put it on YouTube. They would be talking about it.
Google would have sold them out immediately.
Yeah. They would have figured it out.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that actually fit more in this movie than any of the other times we've
Oh
seen.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The DC lawyers would have found it out before the villain did.
Brock, how about you?
I liked the villain. I think the way they did the 7 Deadly Sins was cool.
Yeah. This is two villains that Mark Strong has played in DC Universe. Because he was Sinestro.
I forgot he was
and now he's
Sinestro.
Dr.
was he
Sivana.
Sinestro?
That's right.
That doesn't count. But he was Sinestro, and now he's Dr. Sivana, or whatever you say.
He did well with
He's
it.
good. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
He was the best part of the Green Lantern movie.
He was. But I liked him, and I liked how they explained how the Sins kind of like did their own thing, but that he was just like the vessel,
Yeah.
and he always kept the one behind who was like mainly the leader of the crew.
Envy.
Yeah, Envy.
Kept him inside, give him his powers.
Yeah.
And I liked how they figured that out too with the batarang.
Yeah. The Batman Superman references I thought were great.
Yeah.
You know, with the bullet and all that. It would have been nice if DC had their shit together and we did have Henry Cavill like actually show up at the end. That would have been fun, but
Why would he show up? It doesn't make sense.
well, if it took place after Justice League, I'm sure Shazam would draw attention from them.
Yeah.
You know, they would be like, this guy's saving people strong and all that. I'm sure Batman and Superman, seeing as how they were building a league and room to expand before that all went away and they don't do that anymore,
Yeah.
I'm sure they would go look for him. Batman would have an interest in him. Superman would have an interest in him.
Well, and did you notice the whole Justice League thing in the after credits?
Yeah, that was
animation.
hilarious.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
With Aquaman and all that stuff.
I gotta wonder how Batman would have approached him, though. Because he would have known it was a kid before he even went and met him.
Probably the
So
same
it
way.
would have been. I would have liked to have seen that first meeting.
Probably the same way he approached the Flash.
Yeah, but again, it's disappointing because you can't do it.
Yeah, 'cause they can't figure it
suck
out.
and Can't figure it out.
Which is so crazy. It's
Which
just,
would be so easy. Because I'd like to see him interact with other superheroes. I think that would be...
it's actually the way that you can bring him back. If you're going to recast everybody, you have him meet everyone in the Justice League.
Yeah.
I didn't like
That's true.
I didn't like that the Wizard wore the red suit.
Yeah.
He should have had the white suit.
The Wizard was my least favorite person.
And I don't think he's supposed to be like a character that anyone cares about, but he was just annoying. Like
He was just a means to an end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was the only. He was actually in Captain Marvel as well.
Well, he's in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
He's the Who guy.
Yeah.
He's not a bad actor. I just didn't really care for
Is he Korath the Pursuer?
Yeah.
his wizard stuff and his spiel.
Yeah, I thought the hair and the beard looked really, really fake.
Yeah.
That was real, Justin.
It was kind of odd.
He's really that old.
How about some of your thoughts? Lance. That's Lance. We're talking
Yeah. Justin, I'm with you. I didn't like the immaturity at the beginning, but I think that's just because I don't like immaturity.
Yeah, I mean, it's a movie. And
I'm real serious
and
all the time.
that's what they do. That's his road to being... it's the same story. It's an age-old
that's
story.
the road to maturity.
It's the road to
right.
maturity.
Yeah.
You have to mature one way. You have to figure it out. You have to learn a life lesson.
Right.
We've seen this cookie cutter done many times.
Right.
You know.
Although I did sort of like the way that they portrayed like the Foster family.
Yeah.
You know,
House show Angelina Jolie and
And the guy from The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. Yeah.
oh, I didn't see any
He's
of
from
that.
the Kingdom, Jerry.
Oh, I liked him.
They were good. That to me is the best part of Shazam. When you read it, is the Foster family and the support system. You know, it's interesting. It's cool. It's a cool aspect. It's different. It is very cookie cutter with a lot of the superhero stuff.
Well, they got it from that originally. I mean,
But they are the original ones that did this
Yeah.
type
So
stuff.
I'm not up on modern Shazam. So those doors to other dimensions, does that exist in
I've
the
never
comics?
seen that in the comics.
They
me,
stole
so-
that from Monsters
Well,
Inc.
to me that was a slap to Monsters Inc. Exactly.
Yeah, I've never seen that. I mean,
why wasn't Ricky Tikki Tavi in one of those doors?
I know
or
that-
Mike Wazowski like jumps out.
I know that there's ways you can get to
Ricky
the Rock
Tikki
of
Tavi was
Eternity.
a mongoose who killed snakes.
Yeah,
Which one was?
You're thinking of Mr. Taki Tani.
Whatever.
but there is different ways you can access the Rock of Eternity through
Okay.
different like portals. I've never really seen doors. I mean, they just relaunched Shazam now, and it's only on like the 4th or 5th issue where they're heavy with the whole family and all that. but-
Okay.
This is definitely New 52 Shazam, though.
Oh yeah, and
'Cause I didn't know
Rebirth
any of it.
Shazam looks just like this now
Okay.
too. I mean, it's very.
I like the hood that he never wears.
Yeah, the hood that only comes up every once in a while. I thought the costume was great.
It was perfect.
He looked good in the costume. He filled out the costume.
It looked way better in the movie than it did in the early previews.
There's some padding going on in that costume.
A little bit.
Yeah, there's some chest padding and arm.
It looked all right, though.
Yeah, he looked good. He looked fine. He looked big enough. He looked superhero-ish.
The only one I thought looked a little too padded was Eugene at the end. His suit was way over padded.
He had a really thin neck too, which made it look really weird.
Yeah.
Poor Eugene.
Come on, Eugene.
Poor Eugene. So, end credit scenes. We had Mr. Mine.
Which was great. I actually liked that he was there.
They showed him at the very beginning too.
Showed him at the beginning, then he got out of the cage.
Yeah.
Okay, please explain that to me.
Mr. Mine is a classic Shazam villain. He's like a bug, an alien bug. I think he's from another dimension. He gets inside people's brain, burrows in there, and controls their body. He's a psychic. He uses that little box to speak to people. Him and Dr. Savannah have teamed up multiple times to take on Shazam. He's kind of like the anti-magic thing. Like, he's a creature that, like, sees magic in a different light from how Shazam does, through a scientific type aspect.
He sees the technology aspect of it.
Yeah, he sees the technology aspect of it. He tries to exploit that. He's very smart, very intelligent, even though he's this bug that, like, the wizard was keeping, apparently, in a cage for all this time. He's not the coolest looking villain, but he's, you know.
He can possess machines,
he's got some power.
Yeah, he can. Yeah.
And these are like classic, like 1940s.
These are old.
Like these are
Old
like
villains.
like when Shazam was part of Fawcett Comics, these were his two villains.
Yeah.
So
Black Adam was a little later. I was disappointed there was no Black Adam reference.
was Black Adam the champion that brought the seven deadly sins out? That's like his reference.
Turned and got selfish with it and ended up killing a bunch of people. And but I mean, when you already say you have The Rock cast as Black Adam, but he hasn't shot anything yet.
Yeah.
Now they don't. Again, they don't have their shit together.
Yeah.
It would have been cool to see an ending of Black Adam arriving in modern day,
or him just because he sat dormant in in Africa, forever, and that's until he realizes there's another champion. You know,
but you know, then we got an Aquaman reference at the end, which I didn't understand how Aquaman had like T-shirts and logos.
Aquaman, I don't know how any of them really have.
Well,
this
I
stuff.
can see Superman's remarkable symbol, but when did Aquaman ever show his symbol? You know, they're like, "Hey, look at that cool A we made and all that." You know,
was it on his belt?
Yeah, it is on his belt. Yeah.
So
I think Freddie wore a Batman shirt a couple times.
He wore everyone's
He wore
shirt.
Superman shirts on.
a Superman
Aquaman
backpack.
shirt.
The only one he didn't wear is Wonder Woman.
There's a lot of tiger references. There's a tiger on the backpacks. There's tigers everywhere.
Well, I want a tiger.
Yeah.
that was Takitani references.
Ricky Tiki Tabi references.
He's a mongoose.
So what do you see as like the future of this franchise? One, do you think it'll warrant a sequel? And do you think
if tonight's movie theater is any indication of,
well, it's not going to make MCU money. It's just not.
is it going to make Suicide Squad money?
I don't know.
Probably not.
I don't think so, but I mean, I think that's partially because it doesn't have the ensemble cast that Suicide Squad had.
Anymore, like, so you look at something like a property like Guardians of the Galaxy. In a comic book sense, none of us would thought it would have succeeded. It didn't have an all-star cast.
But that's because it came out after Avengers was established. If the MCU would have started off with Guardians of the Galaxy, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But people already had the drug, and they were hooked, and they saw Avengers, and they were like, here's the next movie. Yay! And they got the formula down.
I feel like this is what happens when you don't have a universe established.
Okay.
Because this isn't a bad movie to start off with.
So you think it's one and done?
I think it's one and done.
You don't think they'll have enough to do a sequel?
I don't think that in Warner Brothers' eyes it'll make enough money to warrant a sequel. Because I'm sure right now Statman Carruthers here is looking up how much it costs to make and how much.
What do you got?
Well, actually, no. I was looking up the other weekends from the other movies. So the lowest domestic grossing so far is Justice League. It only made $229 domestically.
Are you counting Green Lantern in that too, or just
Green Lantern?
Green Lantern?
No, this is just the DCEU. This is the modern movies.
Okay.
So $229 for Justice League, $291 Man of Steel, $325 Suicide Squad, $330 Dawn of Justice, $335 Aquaman, $412 Wonder Woman. Worldwide numbers: Aquaman's over 1.1 billion. Dawn of Justice is 873. Wonder Woman 821. Suicide Squad 746. Man of Steel 668, and Justice League 657. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I think it can break. I think it can beat Justice League, maybe.
I mean, its production budget was around $100 million, which isn't bad considering superhero movies nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it has a shot. I mean,
But it only has
$100 million's a budget movie for.
yeah, that's a budget movie.
It only has a few weeks.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
grab money in 3 weeks.
It's got Hellboy next week to contend with, and then a week off, and then you're done.
Yeah, this has got a lot of competition. It's got a tough road,
His
but
mouth's not moving.
what?
Your mouth wasn't moving, but you were talking.
The video's a little behind the audio.
Okay, sorry. It was funny.
It's like watching Godzilla.
Bad Japanese dub on
It's got to
Justin.
have a good opening weekend.
So but as much as I had issues with the beginning of the movie, I liked how the movie ended. I liked the Marvel family. In the ending, I would like to see another one. Because we've got the beginning crap over with.
Yeah,
so now
me
we
too.
can move
It's
on
true.
to the character. So I'm hoping it gets another movie.
I would like to see another movie too. I don't think the powers that be have faith in it though. Like if it doesn't make money, Warner Brothers doesn't care about the property, I don't think. Like I feel like Marvel has more integrity to the concepts of the characters where they'll like Ant-Man.
Well, it has people hooked because they know they have to see it. One of the classic things that people say all the time is, "Do I need to see this next one?"
Yeah.
Because it takes place. It's after event.
Yeah.
People don't.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even know this is a DC movie.
Yep.
Like they're not aware. Like after Aquaman ended, there wasn't a Shazam tie-in to
Right.
lead you to Shazam. People are like,
But
"Oh, I
that's
have
why
to see that."
that's all reasons why I don't think they're going to get a sequel.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Okay, so if they don't get a sequel on the big screen, do you think this might end up being like an animated show on the DC streaming channel?
They could do their TV show there, but I don't know. I mean, I would like to see more of it. I like him as Shazam. I wish they could build off this and keep going with it and do more. But again, if it
It's gonna
doesn't
be a
make,
tough sell.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers is tough.
If you do a second Justice League movie, like I always say that if you can get, like, I mean, I said a bunch of times on here, a young character and show the movie through their perspective to give them more detail of the universe, like that's what this should be. Like this should be them using Shazam, Billy Batson to get the whole rest of the universe. DC
Yeah,
universe
and bring on
explained.
other characters. You don't have to go Superman and Batman to have a Justice League. You can bring a bunch of other people on.
Booster Gold. I actually think Zachary Levi acted more like Booster Gold in this than he did anybody else.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah.
He acted like Shazam. This portrayal of Shazam I've seen in some of the animated films that they do, where he's very goofy and funny, and he's very much like Young Justice Shazam, who's very like, hey, guy, goofing around like that, and like right away Batman's like, that's something's off, figures it out right away. Where the rest of them are like, what's wrong with him? You know, he's very goofy and trying to impress girls, and
Well, I like that he kept wanting to go to the strip club.
I thought that was funny. I like
thing
it.
I appreciated that.
I like the little girl that's like, oh my god, they have glitter.
Can we go back to the glitter? But what's great about the strip club part is he came out eating hot wings. And you know how much we like to eat food when we're at the strip club. And he's eating, and he's like, everybody's so nice in there. And the money just went by. I thought the comedy aspect of it was great. There were so many good lines and funny parts. And
That's why Zachary Levi was great as Shazam, but that other kid I don't think was great as Billy Batson.
yeah.
Get rid of that kid.
Never show that kid again. Have him all the time as Zachary Levi.
He's just an adult. Maybe they'll do what they did in the comic, and Billy Batson's father shows up, and it looks just like Shazam.
Oh, really?
That's what they did in the recent current run right now. His dad shows
Really?
up, and it just looks like Shazam. It's an older...
That's hilarious.
His name's like Hank Batten or something.
Batson.
What a
Was he in
piece of
jail?
shit mother.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Shazam.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Billy Batson's mother, just leave
This
your
isn't
child
a
at
good
the fair.
time.
How are you not arrested for that? Like, no one questions, where's your child that you had? I just left him.
And no one tracks her down.
No one tracked
The
her
police-
down?
She just disappeared from the police.
That's some shoddy police work and some bad
Well,
parenting.
it's Philadelphia.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's literally the worst city ever.
No, it was Minnesota.
He was born in Minnesota. They moved to Philadelphia whenever she was 17 because her
Not
dad was
Philadelphia, born and raised.
because his dad's in jail in Florida.
Right, his dad's in jail in Florida, but he said he'd been in like 5 different states.
Yeah.
counties.
He'd run a.
It was the same fair that they ended up in.
Yeah, it was the same
was?
fair.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
In the middle of winter.
Yeah.
We were on the Ferris wheel in December.
Well, no wonder that Ferris wheel failed. I mean, geez.
Well, it's stupid Philadelphia. Everything sucks
Freezing. And you just on a Ferris wheel.
It was the Philadelphia fair.
there. I
It
saw that.
was. All right, so I think we put us.
Also, Bulk and Skull from this movie were the worst.
They were the worst Balkan skull ever.
Balkan Skull?
The two bullies.
Oh, yeah, the two bullies, yeah. Who could just park in front of the school?
They can run over kids.
They were
Crippled kids.
there was security inside, but not one lick of it outside.
Nope.
And why were they like 35 years old going to high school?
I did
Well,
like
it was Balkan Skull.
Yeah.
I did like the security guard. I thought he was good. I thought that part was fun.
One thing that bothered me was like all the kids were in the same school, even though
Right.
it was like 5 to
was Clarence.
18. Yeah,
Claire and everybody goes to the same school, and they're all different
one room
ages.
schoolhouse.
Like a fourth grader with a senior.
Everyone knows that inner city schools like Philadelphia, that's the school in Philadelphia. That's why they're all
You can have lunch with your 10-year-old sister or your
Yeah.
20-year-old.
Look,
or Superman.
didn't she say at the beginning there were 2,000 kids at that school?
Yeah,
There's
that's
20
crazy.
kids at that school.
We only got to see 15 of them.
Also, I thought Mary Marvel was hot.
She was
I would agree with
But
that.
she became older.
okay.
The lady who played her, but she was older.
They needed to have the white costume as Mary Marvel. I think.
And the guy that played Pedro was who played Flint in G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
I was just pointing out people.
I don't know who that is. Was there any other DCU like Easter eggs? Not just like the Batman.
Just a
Superman,
mentioning of Batman and Superman and all that stuff.
and
Yeah.
Mr. Mind. They didn't really say too much about anything else. But really, the best character was that girl. What's her name? The little black girl.
Darla?
Darla. She was the best character.
She was
in
good.
the-
She kept everything a secret.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
She hugged everyone, and then she got powers.
hug her.
And she saw Santa Claus and thought it was really
Santa Claus had a great end. He's effing and jeffing and swearing, oh man, and he's like, that effing thing, oh, it was the worst. And that was hilarious. That was a great scene. How fired up Santa Claus.
That's typical Philadelphia.
He's like,
right
the
there.
demon was coming after me. He was effing, he was going, losing his mind.
I thought the Seven Deadly Sins were great because they look just like the stuff from the comic books too.
They did. They were cool looking. They were good. Yep. No good.
Pandora, but
So let's get to
Pandora.
our KFP rating system and see what we're going to do here. This ought to be interesting.
I'm torn.
All right, let's start with Brock.
3.
Lance.
3.
Justin.
3.
Ken.
2 3/4.
Okay. I gave Captain Marvel a 4, so this gets a 4 too.
4-2.
This
42.
This gets a 4 also because I liked it just as much, and I don't understand how you can give it a 2 2.25 or whatever you get. That's pretty
2
low.
3/4.
2 3/4, but yeah, that's your typical DC rating scale. Yeah.
They had a chance, and everything that I've said has not been anything you've disagreed with.
Well, I just think it's a little.
So you liked it as much as Aquaman?
I liked Aquaman more. What I rate Aquaman?
I don't know.
2.75.
Oh, I should probably bump that up to 3.
Too late. All right, there you go.
It's in the spreadsheet. It's too late.
My Suicide Squad 4.5 has to stand. Your Aquaman score has to stand.
Yeah, that's crazy talk.
Let us know what you think or what you would rate this movie, and check us out all over the internet. Thank you.
Yeah, please subscribe to us on your podcast applications so we can
Have a super click party.
super click. All
Click
right,
subscribe, click like, click follow, click. I don't know.
All
Click
that shit.
share.
Click it all.
Share.
share.
There you go.
Shout
Nice.
us out on TikTok.
TikTok.
All right, when
Are we done?
yeah,
Bye-bye.
See you later.
right.
Bye bye.